Welcome to the Sacred Magic Show. Bring in the mystical and the sacred for healing with my good friend, Dr. Georgia Herrera, and myself, Dr. Sharon Martin, on transformationtalkradio.com. In this live call-in show, you will witness the shifting of energies that bring about your transformation beyond your wildest dreams. Feel the answers to your most important questions flow into your heart as it opens to a new world of possibility. Together, Dr. Georgia, coming from the heavenly and angelic realms, and myself, Dr. Sharon, coming in from the deep realms of the earth, create an unstoppable powerhouse of sacred magic that has the power to enliven, activate, shift, transmute, and transform the challenges ever present in your life. You are now entering the hub for love and acceptance. The Sacred Magic Show starts now. Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Sharon. I'm here with my good friend and energy worker and spiritual phenomenon, Dr. Georgia. And we are the Sacred Magic Show. And for those of you who are watching live on Facebook, this is a live call-in show and we can see your comments. The producers will take anything you type in there. Watching on the Transformation Talk Radio Network site on Facebook Live. That's facebook.com/Transformation Talk Radio. And those of you on the West Coast who are starting your day, this is what we hope to bring to you. Georgia and I decided to do this show because we are all about enlivening you, giving you more juju in your life in the good way, and transformation. And we are energy workers. Dr. Georgia is a chiropractor. I'm a physician. And we are all about magic. Magic is the place of the miracles. Magic is the place where 1 + 1 becomes 3, when you don't even expect it, and spirit steps in and boom, something new. So Georgia, remind everybody a little bit of what we do and what the show is all about.
Well, sometimes people call in and we hold a high vibration for them so they can move forward in their life, get the insights that they need and the comfort and the support. That's one of the things. We also, just by holding this space, people listening to this show are going to feel a blessing inside of themselves, and they're going to feel calm and centered, a beautiful way to start their day.
I love that. I met Georgia when I was searching for a spiritual teacher. I'm a physician, so the years of COVID it's not over yet, but in those 2020 to 2022, those 2 years were horrific. As a scientist and a physician, we didn't understand the virus. We didn't have treatments. Everybody was afraid. Everybody was wound up. And I needed some chill factor. And Georgia taught me to tap into different energies. And in that, I found some peace, some calming, and my irritation diminished. And most of you know, if you've done any metaphysical work, when you are emotionally irritated, your body is inflamed. So I knew that physically I needed to shift that. So when we come together, I hope you call in. I would love for you to call in. We are here about the attitude of gratitude today because we can offer you some insights. It's just a short reading, but it still will have power. Some insights on how to shift, and energetically we are assisting your shifts as we talk to you. So the call-in number is 1-800-930-2819. So, Georgia, tell everybody what it is you do in your day job.
Day job is chiropractor and life coach. I practice network spinal analysis. That's a gentle approach to chiropractic to unwind traumas, tension in the body. And on the phone, I do the life coaching all around the world. And that can be simple for goal setting, manifesting, or it can be very intense in learning how to connect with your higher self, how to get guidance inside, how to be your best self, your best spiritual self in your life. So that's something that I love doing. And this is a dream come true that I get to do it every single day, either on social media or with you, Dr. Sharon, on this radio show, or on the phone or in person with people.
Yeah, I love that. So, why, I just want to explain briefly for those of you who haven't tuned in before, why do we call this sacred magic? What does that mean? Is that some kind of weird woo woo thing? Um, Magic is literally a creative force of the universe. There are many realms of magic, there are many beings, energetics, vibrational patterns that we associate with beings in magic. And magic is a fluid energy. It is not A goes to B, goes to C. It's not linear. Perhaps it can be, but what magic is to me is a swirling in the cauldron of possibility. So there's a vortex spinning of all the possibilities. And when we ask magic to take over, then things, components of what is to be manifested, kind of find each other in this vortex where they may not have ever met before. These are components of possibility, components of form, and they connect together. And when they connect together, something is downloaded into form, is manifested. And we like to bring that energy, that magical energy. And George and I have both studied energy medicine, she in her network spinal analysis and her training in Christian mysticism, and mine in my shamanic training and as an energy healer. And we know that if we can ask those energies to participate, then something might look like it's absolutely not possible, but you bring in a miracle. So we call this sacred because we want the good forces of magic. There are dark forces. We're not going to engage those at all. And that way we can help you take a step forward, even on a path that to you might feel blocked. So, Georgia, what else does sacred magic mean to you?
Have you ever walked in the forest and felt lighter, or walked along the ocean and felt lighter and cleaner, or right before a storm, that power? That's what magic feels like to me. It's a life force, it's a vitality, it's a freshness. And when you bring that into your body, possibilities are endless. And I like the word magic because it's a big word connecting faith and reality together. But when we step into the reality of magic, we open up for the most benevolent outcome. We open up for things to work out in our life. If we are closed off to thinking we have to make everything happen, life is a lot harder. But when we open up to the magical realms, love can move through, miracles can move through, and life is full of adventure, and we get a lot more synchronicities and serendipities when we do that. It's makes life a lot more fun.
Yep, it really is, and literally magical when you open and tap in. And that's what we want to do for those of you listening. If you're driving, and maybe you're in traffic and you want to call in, um, and maybe you have a hands free, and you can do that if you're on the East Coast, which is now about 10:15 in the morning. Call us, because when we do a reading for you, Georgia and I together put our intuitive hits, and they're really pretty, they're on target, and they can help because we're listening to the voices of our spirit guides and the beings that are telling us things about you, for you. And we can make insights, inroads, shifts. So 1-800-930-2819. And don't forget, if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can type a comment. Jacob is here running the studio, and he will pass those comments on to us. If you call in, Benny and Jacob will take the calls. We are all about gratitude today. And what we're going to talk about, we're going to take a break in a minute, is the energy of gratitude. We're coming on the American holiday of Thanksgiving. And that energy of thanksgiving is so powerful for shifts in the world and for yourself. So we want to talk about that. We want to talk about what it means to be grateful and how that actually is a beneficial energy to hold in your body. So we'll be back in a minute. We're going to take a short break, and I'm Dr. Sharon with Dr. Georgia, and this is Sacred Magic. Call it in. We'll be back in a minute. Hi, everybody. We're back on Sacred Magic. I'm Dr. Sharon. I'm here with Dr. Georgia, and the producers tell me we have a caller, Barbara, who's calling from Washington State. I think that's right. Barbara,
Yeah.
are you on?
Mhm.
Hi, are you there?
Hang on.
From
Just,
Washington State.
there we go. She's, give me 1 second here, everybody. Sounds like Barbara's got her radio on. So, Barbara, are you there?
I am. Yes.
Okay, thanks. You got to turn off your radio there, darling.
I did. Yep, it's down.
Thank you.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Hi, you are here on the episode for Thanksgiving. So thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Tell us how we can help you.
Well, I just got the beginning of your talk about magic, and I wouldn't. I'm in the middle of transition and feel stuck, and so it kind of.
So you're a very sensitive. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And when you're in transition and you're feeling stuff, meaning you're feeling more than you used to?
No, I'm definitely feeling. I'm working on trust and of loving self versus doing for others. I'm trying to turn it on me, and I'm having a real difficult time with that.
So what I'm hearing, and then George, I know you're tracking, so you can chime in. You're in a major transition from your usual pattern of spending your energy on others. And perhaps you found yourself a little bit too diffuse, maybe a little bit too drained, and you're working on pulling those energies back in for yourself and your continued empowerment. Am I hearing that right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Georgia?
Yeah, I definitely would like to support you in this. Do you know that sensation when we're empty and drained? It's hard to serve. And it's important to learn how to receive, because we lift others up when we're full and we have love moving through us, energy moving through us. It's very important. And it's hard in this modern day where there's a lot of suffering and we have the internet and we're aware of the suffering in the world. But also, when we care about our loved ones, it feels like it's the good thing to support everyone else. But when we do those things to nurture ourselves, body care, spending time in meditation, creating a dream job for ourselves, it fills our bucket, and then we're better servers. And I honestly, just from feeling you and your beautiful spirit, I can feel the beauty in you. I feel there's fear, and fear of hiding behind service. Of if you're serving, you don't have to do the stuff for you. And that's something just to acknowledge and be with. Don't ignore the fear. Listen to it, see what you need to learn from it, and then move forward in those callings. So as you're being called to certain things, and you have to start being real with yourself and stop hiding from your smallness, because you're actually not small. You just were taught to be small.
So Barbara, let me add in, I did feel, especially when you had a kind of a quick little aside there about trust, I did feel your apprehension and your mistrust. And in the magical realm, there are a lot of beings, and whether you really believe that they take the shape of a fairy or an elf or a gnome or a unicorn, these are energies. So I want to share, and this energy is always with me. I've been working with it for several years, but they just came in loud and strong. And this is a dragon stone, and the energy is the energy of dragons. And that old view of dragons as being fearful and aggressive is not true. That's not the whole truth. Are they capable of being scary? Yes. But these are creative forces that are being brought to the earth now for our transformation, the transformation of humans. And I'd like you to connect in, as I'm talking, to the energies of dragons. The dragons I work with come from the deep earth, and they are powerhouses of transformation, and they are phenomenal protectors. So I'd like you to consider, in your meditations, in your nature walks, in your quiet time, however you get centered, to really talk with dragons. In fact, in your quiet, ask one to come forward to meet you and ask if he or she or it would work with you, because that will give you the protection you want, and it will give you the force of creation. You can just feel into the dragon's breath, blowing fire to clear your path ahead. And you can feel the safety as you envision and imagine that tail wrapping around you, protecting you. So the dragons came just now. They are beings I work with, and they have offered to be of service to you if you will connect to them, because they can help you walk your path ahead without fear and feeling very protected.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any comments or thoughts on that?
No, everything fits, and I will do the work.
And Dr. Sharon, do you want to do a blessing? Or we could do a blessing of protection, safety, and courage.
Okay, do you want to start, George? You want me to start?
Okay, I'll go ahead and start.
Okay, so Barbara, just listen deeply here. And this is for anyone else listening in.
Yep, I'm feeling that. I can feel the
I
other
do.
people. Yeah. So let's bring in the most powerful divine beings that love you and support you. Feel that hunger inside of you. So hungry, so thirsty. And open your fields for that love to come in. Ah, good job. Feel that blessing moving in. The energy is just right there, all around you, wanting to support you and help you transform your words. And it's like, I can see it in my head. It's the flipping of a page, just moving on. It was one way of speaking in your head, and now it's a new way. Just as easy as changing the page, because you've already done a lot of foundation work. And we're opening your body right now so you can receive the violet flame, to feel the blessings inside you and all around you. And you're tapped in now, and it's really happening. You're really good with the third eye, you and the other people I can feel the blessing for. See if you can move that also into your space all around you, so the vibration can ground everywhere. Yeah, there it is. Oh, this is wonderful. Wonderful blessing. Feel that all around you in your space. See if you can lower your third eye. Keep the energy and see if you can put it more in your heart chakra. Yes. And now feel your space and see if there's anything you need to do in your space to hold this vibration and to ground it. You have a lot of natural upper energies, and when people have that, they tend to want to escape a little bit more, because it's harder on the earth realms if you're upper chakras. So see if you can continue to ground.
And I'm going to add the dragons here because they are masters of transformational energy, and they are coming alive again on the planet because of their love for humanity and the link up that we have with the magical realm will transform us and help us evolve as humanity. And dragons, I visualize them as being able to send their tails deep into the earth. So they're for me, the earth dragons I work with are the ultimate of grounding. And their fire breath gives you the juju to move forward. And they are very loving when they have agreed to be your ally. And they can be powerful protectors. And as you visualize with dragons, and again, this blessing is bringing in dragon energy, you might consider getting a septarian stone, also called dragon stone, and using that to tap in. So Barbara, this blessing is for you, but it's for everyone who's listening. We all need to take our thoughts and our high vibration energies, bring them to the world by grounding it. Let the dragons and the higher ascended beings help you. Feel it all around us. Feels good.
It does.
Thank you, Georgia. That was beautiful. Thank you, Barbara, for calling.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you both so very much.
Call in at another show and tell us how you're doing. All right. Thank you to Barbara. You know, Georgia, this show is about, we're going to skip a break here. This show is about gratitude. And every time we connect with someone, either by them listening or them calling in or reading our post about the show, it makes me filled with gratitude. How about you?
Oh, that's what I'm feeling. Doing the blessing for
Mhm.
her was such a good feeling, and feeling it go everywhere.
Mhm.
It's such an honor to tap into that energy for the world. You know how they say, be the blessing that you want for the world? We get to do that with our own work and hold that space for everyone. It's really one of my favorite things to do, Dr. Sharon.
Yeah. So, Georgia, what does let's talk about the energy of gratitude and why is that a good energy, and why, when we're challenged, do people say, well, find something to be grateful for? It sounds
Mm.
like sometimes you think it's trite, but what does it mean energetically?
Well, whatever we focus on is what grows. So if you want to feel more joy, things working out for you, things that excite you, you have to begin to have that into your body. You have to have that in your system so you can have more of it. A lot of people will assume you have to win the lottery first and then you can be happy. But everybody has heard those stories of people winning the money and then losing it because they didn't have the vibration that they needed to hold it. And if you want gratitude in your life, you start with the small things. And when you do those small things, it grows in your system. And you can start with the the weather outside. And it doesn't matter what the weather is. If it's raining, oh, I'm so glad the grass is going to become green. If it's cloudy, oh, this is nice. It's going to create a cozy energy. If it's sunny, oh, I feel all the vitality today. And finding ways to train your brain in gratitude helps you seek that out in your life. And then when you seek that out in your life, you make healthier, happier choices and you let healthier, happier things into your life. And Dr. Sharon, I could talk forever about how this works and examples and bringing that into your body and how it changes your health, changes your outlook on life. And something I find really interesting is spiritual people tend to be very hard on themselves and complain a little bit more because they care so much. So they nitpick because they want to change. And when they open up of seeing how they're changing and open up how their life is working, things start coming together even faster. What do you think about that, Dr. Sharon? Or what do you want to add to that?
Well, I love that, because when I look at gratitude, it's an energy that can whoosh through your body and through your energy field. When you're grateful, your heart opens. You can't hold that tightness. You can't hold that about life. When you're grateful, it reminds you of something good. Your heart can connect to the energy of good. And then your field is flooded with that relaxed, sweet, uplifting energy. That is an actual energetic thing. I just read a newsletter by a Qigong master, Chun Yi Lin. He is in, I believe, Minneapolis, Spring Forest Qigong. And he does a newsletter, which is brilliant, and he teaches Qigong small techniques. But the newsletter for this recent time was about gratitude, and gratitude that he sees in the energy following the chi, the life force through your body. It actually opens your liver, and your liver is the blood, the life force container for your body, and it shifts your health. So here's somebody who studies the energy of life force in your body and how it affects your health. And he's saying gratitude is a big deal. And I agree with that. Sometimes when life is really challenging, and as Georgia says, you complain. I've done my share of complaining. If you can stop and take a breath and find something, no matter how small, to say, you know, I'm really lucky. Thank you. I'm grateful for that. Even if it's something like my car didn't break down, I have a roof over my head. Today I have food in the refrigerator. Or my dog is always happy to see me when I come home. I'm so grateful for that companionship. Even if you look at a photo album and you remember a fun time you had, I'm so grateful for that life experience. You can just feel it as I'm saying it, that you soften and your heart opens. And your heart is, energetically speaking, the toroidal field, Toroidal, in case I mumbled it, toroidal field of energy. It's the center of your energy field, and it will resonate, reverberate in harmony when you're grateful. And Chun Yi Lin proved that in his Qigong newsletter to me. So grateful, actually. Georgia, tell me your take on this. You said that it grows. I see it, I'll add other words, as an attractor pattern. When you set up that vibration of gratitude, which is always about something good, even if it's small, like your shoelaces are working, it had a fray, but you found another pair and you got new shoelaces. Something as small as that, in that gratitude, you are resonating with good. You are resonating with things that feel good for you. And that's how it, that to me is, what do you think, Georgia? That to me is how it grows.
Oh, absolutely. And have you ever been, just ask yourself, have you ever been around someone that lifted your spirits every time they walked into the room? It's their vibration, but you can also do that for yourself. And that's going to change your organs and how they work. It's going to change your muscles. It's going to change even where the fat goes in your body, the shape of your face. And you're going to start affecting a room when you walk into the room. It's tapping into the part of, well, what does feel good right now? What is working? What is in alignment right now? And then you start seeing it more and more, and you start recognizing it. A lot of us grew up with a lot of trauma, possibly abuse, some victim energy, and we have those threads inside of us, in our body, shaping our body and shaping our life. And we have to make a choice to change our vibration so we can heal those old patterns and not continue and not be attracted to those same patterns because they're familiar. So it is stepping into that place of getting a little unfamiliar. And anytime it's unfamiliar, it's uncomfortable for anyone. Even if it feels good, it's unfamiliar. And the human body and the human spirit doesn't like unfamiliar. So you have to keep comforting yourself. And when you comfort yourself of everything's okay, I just don't recognize this. I just don't I don't have this pattern in me, but I'm just going to keep working on it, and give yourself that courage. And like we were talking about earlier, instead of fear of it, give yourself that excitement of it, and it will work. Not maybe, it will work. What do you have to say about that, Dr. Sharon?
Well, as somebody who has struggled with anxiety and fears all my life, if it is fearful to go forward, even if you're trying hard to have the courage to hold on to the new pattern, the dragons can help you. I started out in my shamanic training surrounding myself with jaguars because I thought I needed protection. And I'm one of those people, as Georgia says, I wanted so badly to change so many patterns that I was impatient and critical that I hadn't gotten there yet. And so with my protectors, I was able to feel safe enough, trust enough to stop a minute and feel the gratitude. We are our own worst enemies. We don't congratulate ourselves enough. It's hard being human. That's the bottom line. It's hard. And we're doing such a good job. And even if you're listening in and taking the time to listen to any show on podcast on Transformation Talk Radio, you yearn for self-improvement and yearn for transformation. That is a miraculous thing in and of itself, that you're beyond just survival mode. So I'm feeling this intense gratitude for all of you who listen and want to shift in order to be more, to be better, to be grateful for your courage in being human, number one. And then be grateful because you are actually trying on new patterns and taking in new resonances. And that is a big deal. That I just want to take a minute and say, bows to you guys. That is a big deal. Own it. Congratulate yourself for it. Thank yourself for it. So, Georgia, let's take a short break and come back to wrap up. And those of you listening in, if you call in or write in a comment on Facebook, we have time to take another caller. We are here to help you shift. As you saw with Barbara, we have insights for you that Georgia and I tap into your field and get some hits. So we would love to share those with you. And we're going to take a short break. Call-in number is 1-800-930-2819. And I'm hoping Jacob will send something in the chat if I got that wrong, but I think that's right. We'll take a short break. We're Sacred Magic. Doctors Georgia, Dr. Sharon will be back in a minute. Hi, I'm Dr. Sharon. I'm here with Dr. Georgia. We're Sacred Magic. We do have time for one more caller, a quick read if you want a reading, 1-800-930-2819. But we're talking about gratitude today, and let's talk about how you can do that in your day-to-day life. Georgia's cats, every time she does the radio show, these cats that never come and hang around her like they are, come and join her. Now, we could get annoyed because they get in front of her and block the screen, or they're distracting her or whatever. But Georgia, there's gratitude here. What are we grateful for in these four-legged beauties coming in?
I love their celebration of you and I blessing people, Dr. Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
It's their confirmation. I do energy work on the phone every day, but they don't hear it. They just hear me talking. But having us do this just makes them go wild. And they feel it. They feel the excitement, and they feel the listeners, and they add to that vibration.
Well, that's what I was feeling into, that my gratitude is, and many of you who do meditation or spiritual work or energy work, sometimes your animals will come and lay down beside you. Um, I'm very grateful for their participation because not only is it confirmation, but they're actually putting their calm desire for connection and helping make the world right when they come forward like this. So I love that. What else in your daily life are you grateful for?
I want to talk about some examples. You know, I'm extremely grateful. I have a new house that is a dream house, something that I've had on poster boards, you know, the dream boards and journals, and I'm now living that life in that house. And when I was in my smaller places, when it was just me, I was also grateful for those places. And when I would look at pictures online at inspiration houses, I wasn't going into the places of lack, of look what I don't have, I'll never have it. I let it open my heart of, oh, such beauty. And then I would use that energy and put that into my smaller little places I lived in that was perfect for the time. And I would find the beauty within them, but also holding that vibration of, well, what doesn't work? But the bigger vibration is what does work. So I can create more of what I want and listen to what I want to change. And I have another example. Do you want me to share something else?
Well, let me, if you don't mind, I'll add to the
Tell me. Yeah.
apartment story. So a lot of times when I was in graduate school and then in medical school, I lived in small apartments because both of those times you don't have any money. And people would come and they'd notice there's no dishwasher, or they'd notice it wasn't modernized or something. But in every one of those places, there were hardwood floors, old, beautiful wood. And I love the connection that wood brings in a house. The house I live in now is made with a lot of wood. And so that made me feel good and it made me happy to be there. And that translated, it's interesting, as you said, I wasn't conscious of it, but all of that time of appreciating the, like one house I had was very old, built in 1910, and it was that American chestnut trim around the doorways. That love of wood and the appreciation of the artisan nature. The house I have now was built by hand with oak beams and pins. So I think that Georgia is saying something very important to reiterate. The more you focus on how grateful you are for something, that energy persists in your life. You resonate it with it. You have an attractor pattern because of it, and more comes. And that is a really good thing. So you don't want to think about winning the lottery because you don't have money. As Georgia says, you don't want to stay in lack. You want to think about how grateful you are for whatever money's in your pocket or your wallet, and how nice it would be to have more, to be able to do more good things. Does that make sense, Georgia?
Oh, 100%. You're following the threads, the new threads that you are writing in your body and your life when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about another example. Have you ever gone into a store and it's so beautiful and there's so many things you want, and it might activate the need and the craving and the lack of what you don't have? But what I've practiced when I'm in one of those stores is the abundance. first of all, to look at everything as a gift from God's creativity of all the stuff all around me, and to also think about what I do have. And that creates that place of abundance inside of us. And then when we go to these places that can trigger, oh, I want everything, you start to move into this place of appreciation. And that opens your, oh,
Mhm.
please do tell me.
Well, I'm thinking about the energies, and for the United States, we celebrate Christmas. Um, Thinking about the energies of gift giving. And when you're in a store like that and you can't, like, you're overwhelmed because you want all of it, if you settle into the beauty of something, the appreciation of the choices, and that you have been shown the possibilities of what you can then get as a gift for someone, that's a different energy than going, "Ooh, I don't have that. I want that." Oh, you maybe
Mm-hmm.
for women, you're in Victoria's Secret and you can't stop yourself. For me, I love glass. So if I'm in a Christmas store that has glass ornaments, I'm like, "Ooh, gotta have it." But being in that appreciation and that look at this beauty, that's gratitude for the beautiful experience in front of you. And then from that place, you can pick the gift for yourself. Don't forget to buy things for yourself and for others. So, Georgia, we have 3 minutes left. What would you like to share with the listeners as we come up to Thanksgiving about the upcoming holidays, perhaps gratitude?
Well, when we're in difficult situations, or we've had victim things happen in our past, or we're scared of the family we're going to be with on the holidays, if we focus on what we get out of a situation, even if it's horrible, even if it destroyed us, but if we find that one little thought inside that it helped us, for example, empower us or make us stronger, or teach us how to
Or
go.
even, Georgia, if you were in bad trauma, you survived. You are
Mhm.
still here. That is a powerful thing to be grateful for. Was it horrific? Absolutely. But look at you. You came through the fire. And that's the feeling. That's the gratitude feeling. Look at me. I made it. Am I still have broken pieces? Sure. Am I still crusty? Am I still resentful? Sure. But wait, look at me. I made it. That's a powerhouse of a gratitude, isn't it?
It's taking your power back by moving
Mhm.
into that gratitude, compared to giving your happiness to that person or to that situation. You take back your power and you own it, and be
And
grateful.
energetically, that's absolutely true. And we have about 40 seconds left here, so I'll talk fast. Um, when you're a victim, you've allowed them to poke holes in your energy field and sap you. But when you say, I've made it and no way you can do that again, you have closed the holes in your field and you're ready to be empowered. So, Georgia, how can people work with you?
Contact me from my website. Follow me on Instagram for events in Roswell, Georgia, and things that I do on the telephone around the world. Call me. You find my phone number on my website, sacredmotherhealing.com. And how do people contact you, Dr. Sharon?
So again, website's a good thing. drsharonmartin.com, drsharonmartin.com. Email me, call me. We both work with clients and we both have lots of things to share with you. And in this Thanksgiving season, we are very grateful for you for joining us. And we are Sacred Magic, Doctors Georgia and Dr. Sharon. And thank you so much for being here. We'll see you in a month.
And my friend Dr. Sharon Martin, airing every third Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific. Come back and continue to witness Dr. Georgia, myself, and Dr. Sharon as we shift energy to bring about transformations beyond your wildest dreams. Tap into the magic and sacred nature of angels, plants, colors, stones, and many other energetic vibrations for powerful shifts and healing on transformationtalkradio.com.